Developing now, concerns are rising in regards to traffic along I-30. Just ahead, what RDOT is saying in response to your complaints. Plus, alcohol consumption could be driving up some cancer rates. In minutes, what you need to do to stay healthy and avoid the worst. Plus, both candidates are working hard to win the vote. Later in the show, a look at the tight race happening along the campaign trail. THV 11 at noon starts now. Well, thank you for joining us as we start this afternoon show. We couldn't help but to step outside and enjoy the day. And let me just say, meteorologist Simone Thomas, we're kind of having a tug of war with summer and fall. Who's winning the...
And I think our aesthetics today are matching that.
Yes.
You're the fall, I'm the summer.
Yes.
Kind of playing a little tug of war, but we're getting closer to the first day of fall. That's this weekend, but before we get there, summer is packing out one last punch of revenge. It's a little warm out here, but it's still not a cloud in the sky. A great afternoon to get outside and take advantage of. That's thanks to this area of high pressure you see just off the northeast of the state. That's helping promote these clear skies. The winds are a bit calm, and it's going to help us heat up as we get into the afternoon. So temperatures already at the noon hour, we're seeing upper 80s, middle to upper 80s across central Arkansas, 88 right now in the capital city, as well as Pine Bluff. Hot Springs up to 86 right now. Russellville trailing behind at 80 degrees, but as we continue through the afternoon, looking to warm up to the lower to middle 90s with more of that sunshine sticking around. Now today, likely the sunniest day of the next couple of days. We've got some cloud cover coming in ahead of that fall equinox this weekend. We'll talk more about what the weekend is looking like in your 7-day outlook, so make sure you stick around.
All right, Simone, thank you. Well, as we start the afternoon, we couldn't help but to get to this story for you. At this hour, we're learning more on the line of explosions that happened in Lebanon this week. Bradley Blackburn has the latest amid what's now a potential blame game.
Hezbollah launched new strikes in northern Israel Thursday following this week's shocking coordinated attacks in Lebanon, targeting the Iran-backed group's handheld communication devices. On Wednesday, a funeral in Beirut for 4 victims of Tuesday's pager explosions quickly turned into a scene of terror after walkie-talkies carried by Hezbollah members suddenly detonated. The explosions were once again simultaneous. Health officials say the combined attacks have killed dozens and injured thousands in this latest escalation in tension in the Middle East.
I think this is preparation of the battlefield for an Israeli military operation over the next few weeks to a month or so of going into southern Lebanon and trying to push Hezbollah back north so that tens of thousands of Israelis who have not been able to return to their homes since October 7th can go home.
Questions remain about exactly where the pagers and walkie-talkies were made. CBS News has learned a Taiwanese manufacturer, Gold Apollo, authorized a Hungarian company to use its logo to produce the pagers sold to Hezbollah. But in a statement, Hungary's government said the company was only a trading intermediary with no manufacturing site. Security analysts believe the apparent shell companies could have been part of an elaborate front by Israeli intelligence. On Wednesday, Israel's defense minister announced a new phase of the war, saying forces from Gaza are now being moved to the northern front. But Israel hasn't commented directly on the attacks in Lebanon. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Well, at the local level, a Springdale lawyer is justifying the actions of a state trooper using excessive force after a traffic stop took a wrong turn in July. Trooper Alexandria Duncan was led on a high-speed chase when trying to stop a man for speeding in Rogers. When she managed to catch up to him, the two got into a physical altercation. That's when a bystander got involved. The trooper told her to move and pulled out her gun and grazed the man seen tackling her. According to state police, she was well within her means to do so.
The law is clear and the policy is clear, and we can use the amount of force necessary to effect an arrest. In a situation where he is trying to disarm her of her taser, that automatically escalates that situation into a deadly force situation.
Now, the suspect was treated for his injuries and is being held without bond for immigration authorities. In a THV 11 crime alert, a man is spending the afternoon in jail accused of killing his uncle. 42-year-old Timotheus Danzy is now facing a capital murder charge. His arrest comes just hours after police found his uncle, Lawrence Arnold, shot to death at 2 a.m. last night. While most of you were asleep, officers were responding to a shots fired call at a home on Smart Street. After arriving, that's when they found Danzy sitting outside. It wasn't until they entered the house when they discovered his uncle shot several times. We learned from police that Arnold died at the scene. Today, we're following new developments in the Baltimore Bridge collapse, which sent shockwaves across the country. The Justice Department is suing the two companies that owned the ship responsible for the crash. Now, that lawsuit calls for $100 million in damages to be paid. That same amount was spent responding to the disaster. It doesn't stop there, as the families of those killed say they too will seek legal action.
We ask for justice because no corporation, no amount of lobbying, no legal loophole should ever be able to erase the value of a human life.
At this time, we're still working to learn if the companies will soon face criminal charges as well. In Arkansas, we're following traffic problems of our own as drivers face a growing number of issues along I-30. People are now speaking out following multiple crashes in the past few weeks alone, some of which have brought traffic to a standstill. Some of you may have noticed the construction happening along the highway, and according to Dave Parker, they're correcting the issues.
That area still, it has a lot going on, hence the construction. I think people just, if they, from 111 to 114, pay extra attention.
Parker says there's an increased risk of a standstill happening at any construction zone, but RDOT expects the widening project to be done later this year. Interest rates may be going down, but interest rates are a different story. A heads up though, there's still a way to save as your bill continues to rise. We're learning on average drivers spend over $2,300 a year on full coverage. In fact, car insurance has seen a major increase from last year. Now, if you're looking to shave a few dollars off, financial experts recommend checking over your policy when it's time to renew.
As they renew, don't sleep on your car insurance policies. If you do a defensive driving class, your insurer will give you a break on your premium. You can save as much as $233 a year, and it makes a difference. All of these things add up.
Defense driving courses are especially good for older drivers as it helps you save money and keep you safe on the road. Meanwhile, the clock is ticking for Congress to pass a bill aimed at keeping the lights on. Just yesterday, both sides of the U.S. House failed to pass a new funding bill. With the deadline to find a resolution just weeks away, Senate Majority Leader Mike Schumer is blasting Republican leadership for what he calls wasting time.
It's time the Speaker moves on. Sadly, time is not a luxury that Congress has right now. Today is September 19th. The government shutdown is September 30th. That's 11 days away.
Schumer says both parties will try to work something out in the coming days. New data points toward a downward trend in cancer-related deaths. Jared Hill shares how that same report, however, indicates alcohol consumption leading to some cases.
New research is highlighting the link between alcohol and cancer rates. Excessive alcohol use may be one factor behind an increase in at least 6 cancers, including head and neck, esophageal, breast, colon, liver, and stomach cancer, according to the American Association for Cancer Research.
Some of this is happening through chronic inflammation. We also know that alcohol changes the microbiome, so those are the bacteria that live in your gut, and that can also increase the risk of cancer.
Excessive alcohol use for women is defined as 3 or more drinks per day, 7 or more per week. For men, 4 or more drinks a day, 14 or more per week. Dr. Celine Gounder says there is no so-called safe amount of alcohol.
Other studies have shown that any amount of alcohol consumption can increase your risk of cancer, particularly if you have underlying medical conditions. I think it's everything in moderation, right?
Yes, yes.
And we have trade-offs in life, and we take on certain risks because we enjoy them.
The report also finds a growing trend of young people being diagnosed with cancer.
We don't understand, and we're trying to better understand but it's going to take research.
So these are my cancer meds.
Lourdes Monge was diagnosed with breast cancer at the age of 25. It had already spread to the lungs.
I thought that was it for me. I thought, wow, maybe I have like a year or two.
She's part of a clinical trial testing a new treatment.
It's not just about me when I go into this clinical trial. It's about all the other people that are going to come after me.
And maybe add to the overall trend, which shows cancer deaths are continuing to decline. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Well, keeping health at the top of mind right now is your chance to take advantage of free screenings for prostate cancer. That's happening as we speak at Arkansas Urology in North Little Rock. It's a way to acknowledge Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. Men can get free blood screenings now until 7 o'clock tonight. The address is 4200 Stockton Drive. Scientists are on the brink of a major breakthrough in forensic science. Just ahead, how fingertip detection could soon reach new heights.
And plenty of sunshine expected through the afternoon as highs climb to the lower to middle 90s. Just a great afternoon to get outside and take advantage of as these last few days of summer are slipping away. I'll have a look at the weekend ahead in your 7-day outlook. That's coming up after this break.